think if South Africa is going to be successful at this World Cup, they're going to need like their key 6 or 7 players, their big players, to really have great World Cups. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting time after the World Cup to see how ODI cricket progresses. I think from my perspective, the calendars are really full between franchise cricket and bilateral cricket, and it's going to be interesting to see, how ODI cricket finds its place in between, I guess, World Cups. I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic to see. Regarding Quinton, I think there's a couple of thoughts that I have here. Quinny in himself is a personality that's always enjoyed his time away from cricket, his time at home. We know that cricket these days requires an immense amount of traveling and commitment. And him as a personality has always enjoyed the balance, I guess. So, I think his decision to retire is, one, obviously, the opportunities in franchise cricket, but also, the opportunity to spend more time at home. I think that's always been clear in the way that Quinton has operated as a personality. If you look at his I retired at 33. So, I look at his record. He's played a lot of ODI cricket already. I think I played 196 games. I don't think he's far off that, actually. So he's played a lot of cricket, and where Quinny is as a personality, he's probably made the best decision for where he is with himself and his family. I think, I think that the question here is that, franchise leagues in general are strong. They're well managed, they're well run, they're professional, and there's a lot of financial opportunity for players as well. And I think the pressure there is on kind of home federations now to kind of get their act together, to be strong, to really keep their home bodies strong and keep players attracted to wanting to play for their national team and contribute. I think also the other aspect of the conversation is to have a real depth of talent. And certain nations like outside, I guess, Australia, England, India haven't quite got that depth of talent yet, and I think that's one area that we really need to focus on, to make sure that there's 35 players that are available to be selected for your national team. Nortje in particular, I think to win in India over a long World Cup tournament, you need a squad that can contribute. Nortje's pace through the air, his wicket-taking ability is certainly going to be missed. I think if South Africa is going to be successful at this World Cup, they're going to need like their key 6 or 7 players, their big players, to really have great World Cups. If you look at the top order, Quinton, Temba, and then you've got that middle order, really has to fire throughout the tournament. You've got some really good spin players of spin there. You've got some really great power players in Miller, Klaasen, Markram in your middle order. So I think that's going to be a key area for South Africa if they're going to be successful. Where they fall short is maybe they don't have as much depth in batting as a lot of the other teams. That who's going to be that all-rounder for them at 7? Marco Jansen. Do they go with 2 spinners? I think Keshav Maharaj is going to have an outstanding tournament. He's got obviously Shamsi on his wing, but I think the reliability of Maharaj is key to Temba as a captain. And then, Rabada, we know how world-class he is, and we would love to see him have an incredible ICC tournament. He always carries a lot on his shoulders. I think so. There's a couple of key players that are going to have to, really have great tournaments and to push, I guess, then push to the knockout stages. That's going to be the big one, and then give yourself an opportunity to win 2 games back to back to hold that trophy. I think the key focus for them is to really, I think there's been so much around South African cricket for a number of years now. I think the key for them is just to focus on having really strong, good cricket conversations. Keep it to cricket. I think that's going to be the most important thing for this group now, is to challenge each other, to get better and better, to train hard, to commit everything that they can to every game and their training sessions. Really focus on the cricket aspect through this World Cup. Keep out the rest of the noise. I'm quite philosophical. I played in a number of World Cups as well. I'm very clear on the ones that I feel we should have won, and the ones that, maybe we weren't good enough. There's a lot of things that go into winning a World Cup. You need to have the players. You need to have a little bit of luck. Conditions that you're playing in. Are you suited? So there's a lot of different challenges that will come with to this team over the next a number of games. It's, if you think about their first warm-up games, the 29th of September, and their last games, the 11th of November. So it's a long time away, lots of different conditions, lots of different travel. So, they're going to be tested, but if they can just keep the focus to cricket and focus on, good conversation around cricket and really training and giving their best every day, then that's all they can control.